Brodes Media.
The Eagles are not a good football team. They just let you know. If the last 3 weeks weren't a big enough example for you, you just went down to the wire with the team led by DeVito and Tyrod Taylor, and the Giants actually had a chance to tie up the game late. You're a disgrace. The way I label this, idiotic football. You play dumb, stupid football. Jalen Hurts sliding in bounds right before half. Luckily, the Giants are just as much of a disaster as you are that you got a second shot at it. But that was god-awful. Jalen Carter, he got his ass saved big time by the refs because not only did he not get off the field on the fourth down, and then it became 4th and 1, and the Giants elected to go for it. And once again, they are so bad that on multiple different 4th and 1s on that same drive, they try going to Barkley until Hassan Reddick sniffs it out within 1 second, and then bang, meets him nice and early with a big tackle for loss. Here's the Giants just trying to run Barkley every 4th and 1, as if at some point we weren't going to get the memo. Although, I guess it's a fair question to ask if we will ever get a memo, because this Eagles team stinks. They stink. They stink. They stink. The Eagles absolutely stink. I don't feel good at all. They ruined Christmas. They did. They ruined Christmas. Zacchaeus running into Boston Scott right after half. That's impossible. That cannot happen. And then the Giants run it in for an easy touchdown. Good. You deserve it. It would be nice if the defense could maybe have their offenses back. I know they put you in a really tough position, okay? But it would be nice to say, hey, maybe you just keep them to a field goal. Or because the Giants are so desperate, I forget what the score was at that time, but just knowing that they're not producing a lot of offense, maybe they have all 4 downs to go for it since they're super close to the end zone, and then you get a stop, and now the Eagles have some life. But no, of course that can't happen. So what, 3rd and 1? The Eagles on 3rd and 1. This pisses me off more than anything ever in the history of the world. The Birds have a play that's unstoppable, right? This isn't breaking news. There's a play that they literally can get whenever they want. They will get a first down whenever. Yet they want to get cute. They want to get fancy. They want to try something different. Here's the Eagles coaching staff outthinking themselves, outsmarting themselves to the point where 70,000 fans in the stands have to tell them what to do. And then when they actually do it, here's Kenneth Gainwell running 20-plus yards. Here's DeAndre Swift closing out a game the best that they can. This team struggles to close out games in general. In years past, if it was a 1-score game with 7 minutes to go, the other team doesn't even get the ball. Or if they do, there's 7 seconds left, but now you're up 2 scores because you punch it in for 7. So my point is, though, on that 3rd and 1, how do you get a tackle for loss and lose 4 yards? That's a fireable offense. I literally mean that. I legitimately mean that. If I'm Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie, and they love their analytics, they love looking at the numbers. If I see the numbers on the success rate of the push-tush, and I see 3rd and 1, and then I see a tackle for loss for 4 yards, I call him at half, or I call him when the game's over. I say, yo, motherfucker, what are you doing? Yo, motherfucker, what are we doing? I'd be losing my mind if I'm Jeffrey Lurie. Because it's just so simple. You're making the game harder than it needs to be. The entire world, even sports that aren't football, okay, baseball, hockey, anything, any sport in the world is talking about the push right now, and you still manage to screw it up. I cannot get over the poor coaching. And then also just dumb football by Sidney Brown. Tyrod Taylor leaves his feet to slide, and then you just feel the need to lower your shoulder, lower your head, hit him, and then that negates a penalty that the Giants got. What are you doing? Hassan Reddick leaving his feet and diving into the legs of Tyrod Taylor for a personal flag. What are you doing? This is stupid, horrendous football. Reed Blankenship, who's so damn overrated, by the way, allows Slayton to catch a 70-yard bomb just when you thought maybe you could breathe and you can relax for a half a second. No, 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 of course not, because Reed Blankenship gets exposed. It's unbelievable. Slayton, Tyrod Taylor. I don't even know why they made the switch. Now, look, I'm not telling you DeVito's great, but in regards to what DeVito was doing, it just felt to me, and I really wasn't caring at all about DeVito whatsoever, but just watching this game, it looked like he was doing what he was told. Get the ball out quick, throw it quickly to your left or your right to one of your skill position players, and just see if they can go run for a bunch of yards. Then at halftime, they make the change. I almost wonder if that was part of Brian Daboll's plan the whole way. Let's see if we can catch them off guard. They're obviously diving deep into the tape of what DeVito has done over the last few weeks. Let's see if we can add a wrinkle. Not that DeVito was playing great. I don't think he was playing great at all, and they didn't play great against the Saints the previous week. There's plenty of reasons why you move on from DeVito. Right? I know all the Italians are mad at him because he put up, I guess, a promo, and he put up a commercial on social media that him and his mother for the chicken cutlets used jarred pasta sauce, jarred gravy, and just lit the whole Italian world on fire. All right, well, I guess once you do that, you lose your starting job. Here's Tyrod Taylor. It should have never been that close, though. Should never, ever, 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 ever been that close. Ever. Dallas Goedert slips. Now here's a pick six. And I just did a Bleacher Report instant reaction stream, and someone in the chat said that I'm not allowed to put blame on Jalen Hurts for that interception. No. I will put blame on him in general because realistically, he should have been picked off right beforehand. Now, there was also some gross football prior. Mailata gets a block in the back, which was brutal. And then they also had to use a timeout right before that interception, which was brutal. They are not on the same page. They're not playing clean, and they are very out of whack. And when you're this out of sync, you have to start looking at Nick Sirianni. And I told you weeks ago, the foundation is cracked. Nobody wanted to hear it because they were playing good teams, and you can't just live through a gauntlet and win all the time. And that was sort of your defensive mechanism. What now? And it's not they won. There's no way you can be satisfied with this win. You should be disgraced. You should be pissed off. That was a disgusting display of football. And if you are supposed to be a serious contender, you cannot play that sloppy. Any other team in the league outside of maybe 2 or 3 will annihilate you if you give them all the chances that you gave this team. But why I'm still criticizing Jalen Hurts is Simmons on the second drive should have had an easy pick six, and his butterfinger hands, it just slipped right through him. And that drive was actually supposed to be important here. And let me go to this spot. 18 plays, 8 minutes, and it results in a field goal. This is where I don't know if the coaching staff knows how to think the game. They go for it on 4th and 5 at the Giants 30. Okay, we like aggression. We like playing that way. We want to be the team that puts your foot on the gas and forces the other team's defense to win a play. I got no problem with that. But in what world, 4th and 5 on the Giants 5, is it we have to kick a field goal? I don't think that message really resonates. I don't think that stress is something that makes sense. There's no logic in that. 4th and 5 on the 30, yes. 4th and 5 on the 5, no. Is it because you don't trust your red zone? And if that's the case, think about what that says to your entire team. I don't understand. But I do know that Jalen Hurts should have been picked off twice in this game prior to the Dallas Goedert slip. So this is almost the football gods evening it out. When someone is at the free throw line and they miss the free throw after something you think was an awful call, you say, ball don't lie. All right, this is a ball don't lie scenario, and that was brutal. And then the horse collar happens. It was so much just terrible football. I cannot believe that Jalen Carter is that unaware of situational football. Their entire team is unaware of situational football.